This is it. The time has come to lay down the plans for the Great Connection event for Verdantia, my giant grasslands vivarium, a massive bioreplica of a grasslands ecosystem, complete with a developing world of grassland plants, fungi, and creatures. The latest installment of my personal biological studies of the ecosystems of the world's biomes. To finally connect to Pangea, my giant network of interconnected vivaria, whose multitudinous species within have no idea their world is about to get even bigger. But the ultimate question is how to connect. And for this decision, I'll be needing your help. Welcome to episode 13, season 6 of my Ecosystem Vivarium series, where we push the boundaries of possibility, replicating Mother Nature within glass. As I take you around my ant room, so we could collectively decide on the architecture of how we shall connect my largest and newest ecosystem vivarium, Verdantia, to our super biome landmass, Pangea, taking this epic biological project of ours to a whole new level. Here on the Ants Canada Ant Channel. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon. Welcome to the AC fam. Enjoy. I don't know why I've always been so obsessed with connections, especially the connecting of separate worlds I've built. Back when I first began serious ant keeping, in the very first videos of this channel, I loved watching my ant colonies traveling through tubes, being able to transit between different worlds to explore. This obsession over world connection grew and grew as my ant world networks became more and more complex, even proceeding so far as ant farms, connecting through tubes which snaked through the walls of my apartment, eventually leading up to today in a home I built with an entire gallery-style ant room housing massive vivariums which each house multiple ant colonies in biodiverse ecosystems within glass that all connect. The obsession over connecting worlds has remained the same, with only the budget changing slightly. But this next particular connection has left me stumped. How to connect Verdantia, our largest of my vivaria, a grasslands vivarium, to the rest of the system. I've had months to think about this, and some of these ideas you'll be hearing today are pretty basic and straightforward, others not so straightforward, and some just completely wild and requiring multiple building phases. I know not everyone who follows the series gets to watch every episode, so if this video found you, you're definitely in for a treat, because I'll be giving you guys a sneak peek as to some of the secret possible future plans that have been percolating in my head since the start as to how our vivarium worlds will expand. And once you've heard the options of how we can connect Verdantia to my other vivaria, I'd love to hear your thoughts as to which option is your favorite. This here is an illustration of our ACU, the Ants Canada universe. We have Pandora, the rainforest floor down here, Orcadia, the canopy above it, Hydromeda, the wetlands below, is connected to Pandora via a cave tunnel. Up here is the grassland plateau, Verdantia. In the ant room, the vivariums are arranged roughly in relation to this ACU map. Now I've looked at this spatial map for months, trying to figure out the best way to connect the Verdantian grasslands to our other biomes. And after much thought, these are my ideas. Starting with the easiest connection option, making our way to the most complex. Here we go. Valentino lay rested on his top branch in the canopy. It seems last night he chose to sleep in Orcadia. Valentino is my senior green tree python, whom I decided would spend his retirement in the Pangean system earlier this year. He loves traveling between all these Vivaria he has access to, where on some days he transits the vines of Pandora and makes his way over to Hydromeda to take a well-needed swim in the wetlands. But giving Valentino access to Verdantia has some ethical implications. The Finchstones, my flock of society finches, have come to love Verdantia since their introduction last week. They fly through the Verdantian skies and feed together on seeds as a flock, while caring for their growing young in the nest. Speaking of which, check out what I saw when peeking into the nest this morning. A chick! The others must be hidden deeper in the nest. Hi there, little one. So cute. At ground level, Verdantia's velociraptors prowl the ground. Sunny and Cher, the king quails, have claimed the Verdantian grasses and field plants, their territory. Now, giving Valentino access to Verdantia means our birds will constantly be in danger. Valentino eats just twice a month 2 to 3 mice, fed with tongs at each feeding. At this rate, it would probably take a month or so for us to lose all the birds. Plus, I'm sure a great deal of you are as uncomfortable as I am having the birds constantly sharing the space with a python. Valentino would simply have to visit the nest to grab an easy meal. I've done a poll, and the majority of you seem to be okay with watching Valentino hunt as he would in nature. To be fair, if Valentino were to hunt for his food, the finches would make a better food source than, say, mice, because the finches can't really bite back like mice can. I could, of course, easily remove the birds from Verdantia before making a connection that Valentino has access to, if we really wanted to. But AC family, there is another option. This lower glass panel below Verdantia's western side door can be removed. Many of you suggested that the start of a tunnel could be created here. A soil tunnel, which could extend all the way to Arcadia. If the tunnel was just full of soil, it could allow soil creatures like ants, beetles, worms, isopods, and soil larvae to traverse between the Vivaria while keeping above-ground animals like Valentino out. The end of the soil tunnel at Arcadia can simply be a cliffside surface of soil and/or rock. Another option for connection between Arcadia and Verdantia, which is as easy to install, is an air bridge, removing this pane of glass and creating an air tunnel that extends all the way across. And attaches to Arcadia, somewhere along the top. This option, of course, contrary to the lower soil tunnel option, gives above-ground creatures access between Vivaria, from flying birds, Valentino, tree frogs, insects, etc. Either of these two options are definitely the easiest to do, construction-wise, and can likely be done within a week or so. If we wanted, both these tunnels could be made, giving access to both above and below ground creatures to check out the other worlds. But let's now move on to an idea that would be a little more work, but might just be super cool to try. Looking back at the ACU map, I asked myself, what would be the quickest and easiest route to get from Verdantia to here, where Arcadia and Pandora is? It was then that I remembered a sky bridge that I was on during a rainforest walk in Borneo, when I realized, hey, what if we could create a cool sky bridge surrounded by mesh or glass that would give creatures access between Verdantia and Arcadia? I could create a mock rope bridge extending from Verdantia to Arcadia as if humans had built the structure to cross from one plateau to the next. This could be super cool to see how human structures can impact ecosystems. In fact, the vaulted ceiling of the ant room is quite spacious, and I could even go so far as create an entirely different vivarium up here. A vivarium which could represent the emergent layer of a forest, the layer above the canopy, composed mostly of the very tops of trees. And these metal structures can be turned into branches. If we're crazy enough to build this whole new vivarium up here, I would likely need to build some kind of stairs and viewing platform to be able to see and film what goes on up here. Alright, but now that we've covered my ideas for connections from Verdantia to Orcadia, what about if we were to connect Verdantia to Pandora, the rainforest floor? And for that, we would have to remove this lower side glass panel and build a tunnel that makes a 90-degree turn here or under the vivarium, then goes right through the floor at this glass floor panel. Much like the connection between Pandora and Orcadia. Once through the glass floor, the tunnel would travel all the way across the top of the first floor of the ant room, over to Pandora, where it could attach to Pandora somewhere. This tunnel could be a mix of soil and cliffside rocks, and would give any and all creatures in Pandora access to Verdantia, and vice versa. This path could be like the long path a creature would have to take to get around over to the grasslands. I particularly foresee all ants loving this passage, from our blue ants, the sapphire royals, Asian bullet ants, red ants, acrobat ants, and even marauder ants. But perhaps the most insane, construction-intensive, and ambitious bridge to Pangea of all would be a Verdantian passageway to not Orcadia, not Pandora, but to our third vivarium, located at the most distant end of the ant room. Imagine for a sec, we removed this glass panel and created a bridge which extended up and across this wall. Over to this wall. And extended down through the glass panel to Hydromeda. I think this would be kinda crazy. But wait, even more crazy than that would be this. See this cliffside? For some creatures that are able to scale cliffs, going from Verdantia up here to Hydromeda down here would be a piece of cake and a way of life. Now this here is my net floor, which I use to lay down on, to take naps, or to stare out the window when I need to relax. But I can easily remove a section of this net floor to create a giant cliff vivarium, which would be 2 stories tall, running from the top floor of the ant room to the bottom, and eventually attach to this side of Hydromeda. I could easily remove this door to make the attachment. To make things even crazier, we could set up a waterfall which cascades down into Hydromeda, like an extension of Cascadia, Hydromeda's current mini waterfall, or into its own separate pool, where other insane aquatic life could live, like Godzilla, our spectacled caiman, who's quite the big boy now. Perhaps this pool would be an opportunity to create a neat brackish mangroves vivarium, allowing us to venture into the world of semi-saltwater species like mudskippers, crabs, and archerfish, which so many of you have been requesting for. This would also be of help to species like our amano shrimp living in Hydromeda that actually require brackish water for the babies to survive. And so AC family, now that you have seen and understand all the options, Let me know which one is your favorite in the comment section under the pinned comment. Please vote by hitting thumbs up in the option you vote for. You can also vote for more than one option if you so choose. And don't forget to also give me your reasons why you choose the option you did in the comments. I'll be sure to continually check the results to help me decide which route to pursue so I can begin the planning and construction. Whatever the case, whichever option or options we choose to pursue, I'm certain the result will be nothing short of amazing. There are other highly important biomes I would like to construct, to study, and add to the entire system. But I'm in no rush, and I'm taking my time to make sure these worlds are constructed as best they can. But I know with your help, biological magnificence is up ahead for us, guys. Over the 2+ years since this project started, we've been able to learn firsthand about the secret lives of plants, fungi, and animals, and watch them occupy their various niches in the ecosystem, filming some of the craziest of scenes, from moments of renewal, to wars, to first swims, new births, flights, to endings. And I must say that I am so honored to embark on this epic journey of biological discovery with all of you, AC family. And if you're new, hope you guys can subscribe to join us. I liken every new biological discovery we make and insight into the workings of Mother Nature to connecting the dots, learning how every living thing in each of the worlds is in one way or another related and connected to the other, forming an intricate ecological web of life. And furthermore, seeing how each world is then connected to other worlds with their own interconnected life, learning how these worlds combine, interact, and form one whole system is like watching this grand ecological puzzle come together. And perhaps the reason I've always been so fascinated by the connection of intricate worlds, by this coming together of a biological jigsaw puzzle, is because at some point, when we've come to learn all that we can about these ecosystems, when every piece of the puzzle is in place, I expect to end up with one final missing piece remaining to complete the picture, into which the only one left to perfectly fit in is us. When I first began this nerdy little hobby, I used to think ant farms and vivariums would show me a thing or two about Mother Nature. But ultimately, after all these years, I was surprised to discover that they actually show us a lot about ourselves and our place in the giant picture and vivarium we call the biosphere of planet Earth. Now, at this time of the year, the biodiversity in my area peaks. The forests have had months of constant rains, and we're now in the ideal cooler season. In nature, this would mean a ton of life migrating into every available space, niche, and habitat. But in our Vivaria, we need to mimic that with an ecosystem event. AC family, our Vivaria are due for a mass seeding of life. And this time, I've got special plans for something new. It's time for another Gaia event. And this time, I'm going deep into a local cloud forest to find our new family members. This is going to be insane. Vote in my community tab to affect this story